Hey there, taxpayers. Tonight's topic, the thrilling world of government contracts. Just kidding. It's about as thrilling as watching paint dry, right? But hold on. Before you switch channels to something more exciting, like a documentary about grass growing, let's talk about FAR. FAR stands for Federal Acquisition Regulation. Sounds like a snooze fest, we know. But think of FAR as the rulebook for how the US government buys stuff, from fighter jets to paper clips. And believe it or not, this massive, mind-numbing document actually helps make things fairer for everyone. Now, you might be thinking, John, why should I care about government contracts? I'm just trying to survive on a diet of instant ramen and student loan debt. Well, my friend, government contracts impact all of us. They determine how our tax dollars are spent and who gets a piece of the pie. So buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to dive into the wild world of FAR and find out how it tries to keep things fair and square in the often murky waters of government procurement. Trust us, it's way more interesting than it sounds. Okay, maybe not, but stick with us anyway. All right, folks, let's play a game. Imagine you're the government and you need a gazillion pencils. You could just go to your buddy's pencil company and say, hey, give us all your pencils and we'll pay you whatever you want. Sounds easy, right? Well, not so fast. That's where competition comes in. See, without competition, things get boring and expensive. If you only have one pencil supplier, they can charge you an arm and a leg for those pencils. And trust us, the government has already lost enough arms and legs to wars and questionable healthcare decisions. Competition is like that friend who pushes you to be your best. When businesses have to compete, they have to up their game. They offer better prices, higher quality, and maybe even throw in a free pencil sharpener. It's a win-win for everyone, especially taxpayers like you. So, how do we make sure there's enough competition in the government marketplace? Well, that's where our old friend FAR swoops in to save the day, or at least try to. Remember that massive rulebook we talked about? It's back, baby, and this time it's wearing a cape and tights. Okay, maybe not, but you get the idea. FAR is here to save the day by promoting fair competition in government contracting. One of the ways FAR does this is by requiring multiple bids for most contracts. That means the government has to give everyone a chance to offer their best pencils, not just their buddies. It's like a dating app for government contracts, but instead of swiping left or right, they compare bids and choose the best one, hopefully. This open competition helps ensure that the government gets the best possible price for goods and services. Plus, it gives small businesses a fighting chance to compete with the big dogs. And who doesn't love an underdog story, am I right? Of course, like any good rulebook, FR has its exceptions. Sometimes competition isn't feasible or even desirable, but we'll get to that later. For now, let's just appreciate the beauty of a level playing field where everyone has a shot at the government contract jackpot. Section 4, bending the rules when competition takes a back seat. Okay, so we've established that competition is generally a good thing, but like that friend who keeps inviting you to their improv shows, there are times when it just doesn't make sense. And that's where FAR's exceptions to competition requirements come in. One of the most common exceptions is the dreaded sole source contract. This is where the government says, you know what? There's only one company that can provide this very specific thing we need, so we're just going to give them the contract without making them compete. Now, before you grab your pitchforks and torches, there are legitimate reasons for sole source contracts. Maybe there's only one company that makes left-handed smoke shifters for the International Space Station. We don't know what those are either, but they sound important. Or maybe it's a matter of national security, and we can't risk letting just anyone in on the secret recipe for invisible ink. The point is, while competition is generally the goal, there are times when the government needs to bend the rules a bit. It's like that time you ate an entire pizza by yourself and blamed it on your imaginary friend. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. Section 5, FAR, making government awesome. Well, almost. So there you have it, folks. FAR, the unsung hero of the government contracting world. Okay, maybe unsung hero is a bit of a stretch, but hey, at least it's trying, right? The truth is, FAR isn't perfect. It's a complex and often frustrating set of rules that can be difficult to navigate, even for the most seasoned government contractor. But at its core, FAR is about promoting fairness, transparency, and competition in the way the government spends our hard-earned tax dollars. And that's something worth celebrating, even if it means wading through a mountain of bureaucratic jargon. Because when competition thrives, everyone benefits. Businesses are encouraged to innovate and offer better products and services, and taxpayers get the most bang for their buck. So, the next time you see a government contract, don't just roll your eyes and mutter about government waste. Take a moment to appreciate the role that FAR plays in trying to keep things fair and square. It may not be the most exciting topic in the world, but it's certainly important. And hey, at least it's not as boring as watching paint dry. Or is it?